Hello, good afternoon, this is Diecast and I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the episode of Vintage Matchbox Mondays, and this week I found a really cool piece, hence for the reason for that being out, but I will get back to that in a minute. But I've been really lucky recently finding some of the pieces that I've been after for a long time. We all in life, we sort of see pieces from time to time that I suppose you could say we lust after. And like I said, I've been really lucky in some of the pieces I've come across of late with the vintage side of things. Even though it's been a little bit dry of a sort recently, intermittently here and there I have come across some very cool pieces. So it is a bit of a Volkswagen day today. So if you lot, which I know most of you out there are like me, you like your Volkswagens, and especially your Beetles, this is an episode that you don't want to miss. I'm not going to be showing a lot of pieces, I'm only going to be really showing a couple of pieces. I only really found one new piece for this week's episode, but it's a real doozy at that. But anyway, so I'm going to start off by showing probably one of my favourite Volkswagen pieces, just because I can. So let's put the camera up a little bit and we'll just put that to one side. We'll come back to that in a minute. So this is obviously my channel, in my channel logo. You do see this box, and there's a reason you see this in my logos. Like I said, it is one of my favourite matchboxes to collect. Like I said, I don't know what it is about the dragon wheels. I've always liked the dragon wheels, and there's another particular one of these that I would like to get in the future, and I think they call it the hot chocolate. I have got one, but it's in quite poor condition, and I've not ever had a chance to get round to restoring it yet. But anyway, this is one of the first pieces that I got. Well, actual fact, I didn't get it, my partner got me it. She knew that I was after this piece, and when I started collecting vintage Matchbox and getting more and more into it, she surprised me with this piece. And like I said, this is one of the first pieces that I went after, and like I said, my partner beat me to it. So it is the dragon wheels, as you can see, and it is in pretty much near mint condition. The only reason I say near mint is because obviously the little plastic prop piece that sits down like that has been repaired at some point, but other than that, it is in beautiful condition from a car from the 70s. And like I said, I never had one of these as a kid. I had some of the other, I'm trying to think what other ones I had now. I had the one, I think it was called the Dirt, is it the Dirt Sifter? No, not Dirt Sifter, what was it called again? I think it was a Dirt Digger. Sand Digger, Dirt Digger. Brain switch off, yeah. Sand Digger, I had them as a kid. And the next piece I'm going to show in a minute, I had one of those as a kid, but I didn't have this piece. And it is very cool. Hence, like I said, it is one of my favourite pieces, hence why it is on my logo at the beginning of my channel logo. And there is the base, which I can say, yeah, 72 copyright. So that is one of my favourite pieces in my collection. And it's probably one of my favourite pieces in my Volkswagen collection, which is getting quite big now. I will have to do a separate video at some point. So this is another particular favourite piece. This is a piece I was after for a long time, and these don't come up very often. You can buy them online, but you will pay for a good one. And you know what I'm like here with the vintage pieces, I like to find them, if I can, in the wild. Again, this one is not mint, but it's near mint. It's got a few little paint chips. I suppose it's a little bit sun bleach possibly, or the paint, either the paint wasn't even, I'm not quite sure, because the glass hasn't got any issues, which usually when they sun fade the glass tends to turn as well. But I had the white version, I had the earlier version of this, but I always wanted either another white version or the transitional super fast version, and I was lucky enough to find this a few episodes ago now. So you all should remember, if you stay up to date with my Vintage Mondays episodes, you will have seen this not that long ago. So there it is, 1969 copyright, so it's an old piece. And again, another particular favourite of mine when it comes to the Volkswagens. Now, anyway, this next piece I've never actually come across one in the wild. I've only ever seen them on other people's channels, and always quite fancy having one. And I've never even seen them in poor condition. And I was lucky enough today to find, sorry, not today, the other day, to find this. So this is the Matchbox number 25B, and it is based on the Volkswagen 1200. It was produced from 1960 to about 1964ish, I believe, and it's actually a very light little car. I think it's 26 grams. It's really quite light, because this is obviously earlier Matchbox. They were quite small, and I think it's only something like 62 maybe. I'm not quite sure. Was it 69? I can't remember. I did measure it, funnily enough, because like I said, it is quite small, millimeter. So it's quite small. If you compare it to this one, off camera you can see they're bigger. This is bigger. This is smaller, but this is quite substantially lighter and smaller. And even though it is metal, but I've been after one of these for quite a while. And like I said, in this condition, these are fetching £100 all day long online. You find one of these boxed, and they can go from anywhere from £300 to £500. They are, for some reason, quite expensive. And like I said, I've only ever seen these on other people's channels, and always fancied getting one. Even though I'm not so into the, I'm not into the earlier Matchbox. My Matchbox collecting that I like to collect is the 70s. From about 72 up to about the early 80s is my preferred collecting side of Matchbox. But I do like certain early pieces, or certain earlier pieces. And like I said, it's got a few little chips, which is to be expected. And the wheels, or the wheel bars, have got a little bit of surface rust. But a lot of these have. It's just the way it is. I could clean this up with a little bit of a steel wool, but I'm not going to, because these are only original ones. This has got the grey plastic wheels. I think before this they were grey metal wheels. I think, like I said, they did go for a period of grey metal, and then they went to grey plastic, and then they went to black plastic, then they went to the larger grey plastic. Larger black plastic, and get yourself tongue-tied here. But it is very cool. So, because like I said, because it is an earlier version or an earlier car, it has no interior, but at least it has glass. I'm trying to work out if it's ever had a... No, looks it's not been crushed. But these are quite fragile. These aren't like the 70s super fast. If you step on these would break. These are renowned for breaking their pillars. The A pillar there. This one seems fine. They do have an opening feature. If I can get it to open. So there you go. There is... and it's shut. Doesn't want to show you. So we can get it up again. Let's get some extra zoom. So it has got a very detailed little engine, and it's shut again. Try once more. Doesn't want to play. So there you go, and it does look like the little air-cooled. And I believe the carb, I think they had a little Solex carb on these. But yeah, it is pretty cool, and it wouldn't have been an overly colourful engine either. So they have done a pretty good job of replicating that little engine. And there it is close up. And you can see it is a bit more chipped about, but like I said, now I paid. So here is the sticker, or the little piece that was on it. I do remember seeing this car a few times when I've been to this seller. This is the guy that has the open air flea market that I sometimes go to after work on a Saturday, after my Saturday shift, and I think it was up for 25 or 22, I can't remember. And I'm not going to peel it off, because I like to keep these little bits and put them away so I remember what I paid for them. And I sort of ummed and ahed, because I don't usually take a lot of money out with me, and the guy doesn't accept a card. And then luckily this time when I went there, I was looking through some other cars, and I was seeing that again, and I just picked it up again like I have done the last few times, and seen it being dropped to 15, and I had the money on me, so I snapped it up. So 15, in my opinion, was a great bargain for this. So I'm really, really happy. Like I said, it's great when you find something that you've been after for a while, or, you know, like I said, I knew this was there, but I've never actually, you know, gone out with the exact money to buy. I didn't really want to spend over the 20 quid to get it, if I'm completely honest. It's not that I don't like it. I have my rules that I follow when I'm doing diecast hunting. You know, I try to get the piece as local as I can at flea markets or car boot sales in the best condition I can, and pay as little as I can, because that's more the fun. If I wanted to pay big money for one of these, I'd have gone online and paid, you know, 60, 70, 80 pounds. So yeah, so like I said, happy to have it. And like I said, the guy that had this is the first time I've seen one. He had another one there that was in a little bit tattier condition. I think it was white, and that was a bit more beaten up than this one, but here it is. So like I said, they are out there. If you're into vintage pieces, you know, they are out there. Especially, I don't know what it's like for diecast hunting for vintage pieces in other countries. Obviously, this is the home of Matchbox, and there is quite a bit of Matchbox around. Same as when I go after Hot Wheels. I always struggle to find vintage Hot Wheels. It's not so prevalent here where I live. But anyway, I can put this back in the background now, because I can't remember the exact date of when this came out. I will leave it there, but this is around about the same sort of time period. This is maybe a little bit earlier. This is probably more like the late 50s, but this would be the size that it would have been for. This is a piece I picked up a few years ago now, I think. I can't remember. And I might one day, because you can get new transfers for this, but I've never got around to doing it yet. Apart from a few transfers, it's in very nice condition. So that's that. So anyway, that is today's video. That is all I've got to show. Like I said, I don't mind only showing the one piece, because the one piece, in my opinion, was a strong, solid piece. Happy to find it. There is the other one from last time. There is my other favourite vintage, one of my favourite vintage Hot Wheels Matchbox pieces. I am tired. Didn't sleep very well last night. Been really busy recently, so I'm a little bit behind on my videos, but I'm hoping to remedy that. But anyway, with that, please like, share, subscribe, stay tuned for more Vintage Matchbox Mondays episodes. I've got a very cool couple of premium pieces. I'm just waiting for them to come in the post. All I'm going to say is one of them is a green light, and one of them is a Kaido house. I don't collect a lot of Kaido house, if I'm completely honest. It's not really my thing, but I wanted to scratch an itch, and like I said, I have got a couple of pieces in my collection, but I've gone and pulled the trigger on another piece, like I said, just to scratch that itch. But anyway, with that, I'll see you all very soon. Thank you for watching. Take care.